Hey guys, Ryan from Weekend Warrior Outdoors again. You know, it's getting towards the tail end of summer here, and we're looking down the barrel of hunting season. And the last few weeks, it seems like there's been a lot of new guys showing up at the range, which is great. I'm glad they're shooting their bows. But it's kind of brought to light for me. There's like, I don't know, 5 or 6 things that I see people constantly do wrong. Not necessarily that it's their fault. Maybe they just never been taught. But there's 5 or 6 very basic things when it comes to archery that guys are doing wrong. I've seen it probably 4 or 5 times just in the last week. And I'm telling you guys, if you can master just these simple little things, it's gonna make you shoot so much better. You know, you're gonna be able to go on the range and kick all your buddies' butt if you just do a couple little things right on these bows. So I want to take a second. I want to show you just a few really quick things that you can do to make your shooting just drastically improve if you're not doing them already. This is kind of beginner. If you're an experienced shooter, you've been shooting a long time, maybe this doesn't apply. But if you're newish to archery, doesn't seem like there's a lot of good information out there for brand new guys on the absolute basics of shooting a bow. And so here's just 5 or 6 quick things that you need to do if you're picking up a bow, and I'm telling you, it's going to make you shoot that much better. All right, so first, let's talk about grip. I've seen it so many times here. And guys, this applies to hunting our target. I kind of wanted to use my hunting bow today, and I have it tore apart. So this is my target bow, but it's the same principle. I see so many guys that are just grabbing that bow. They don't want it to get away. And what happens is when you grab that bow and you let that arrow go, you're going to twist it because you've got so much torque on that bow. You need a loose hand. You want that bow to sit right here, right on the side of your lifeline, right on the edge of your thumb is where the pressure should be. You want it even top to bottom, and you want this loose grip just like that. And when you shoot, you almost want that bow to jump out of your hand. Not literally, but if you've seen the Olympic guys, you know, Olympics is coming up. When they shoot those recurves, that bow tips like that. It's because they have a loose grip. Okay, so that's number one, a loose grip. Don't wring its neck. Have a nice, even, consistent, loose grip on your bow. Number two, let's talk a little bit about draw length. And I bet I've seen this 5 times in the last week. Guys always want to shoot draw length that's too long for them. I don't know if it's a macho thing, if they're trying to get speed, they just don't know the difference. But time and time again, guys are shooting draw lengths that's too long. And what happens is then you get overextended, and so you're pulling through the shot, and again, you're twisting like that and making that arrow go sideways. What you want is you want that string to come through, and you want it to touch the tip of your nose, the corner of your mouth. That's the exact right draw length. Let me see if I can demonstrate this here for you. When you draw your bow back, you want that string right there. See how it touches the tip of my nose, corner of my mouth? That's the exact right spot. You don't want it back here. I've seen tons and tons of guys where the draw length is back here. Now look how far back that puts my hand. And that leads into number 3 is anchor point. You get your draw length fixed, then you got to get your anchor point right. Find something on your face where you can be the same every single time. I personally take this knuckle and I stick it right in my jaw. So when I draw back, I find that knuckle and I stick it right in my jawbone. That's how I know I'm on the same place every single time. It's the same with the strap, guys. You know, I know that's a handheld. Most of you are probably shooting something like this. When you draw back, find that spot. I kind of keep my finger right along my jawbone right there. Find somewhere you can be consistent. So, all right, grip, draw length, anchor. The other thing that I'm seeing a lot of is people shooting peeps that are too small or too big. And what I mean by that is when you're at full draw and you see your sight picture, you want your peep to perfectly eclipse the housing on your sight. And this is my target scope, but my peep should be just like that when you're looking at full draw looking down. You don't want it tight like that. You don't want it big like that. You want it just that exact right amount. And by getting that sight centered in your peep every single time, your groups are just going to because you're just that much more consistent. All right, so we got grip, draw length, anchor. Now your peep picture. Now with arrows. I know we talked about arrows. I've got a video. I just put it up a couple weeks ago. Guys, look at that if you need to. Make sure your arrows match your bow. If they're too weak or too heavy spined, it's going to cause problems. I'm not going to go into detail. We just put a video up for that. All right, last, I want to talk about stance. All right, guys, what you're looking for in stance is if you, let's pretend this bow was pointed straight towards the target. This is perfectly neutral stance right there. This is open. This is closed. Now, I'm a right-handed shooter, okay, so the target is towards the front of the bow there. You want a neutral to slightly open stance. I shoot slightly open just like that. I've seen so many people that are shooting like this, they're shooting like this, they're shooting real wide. That's not what you want. Right underneath your shoulders, stand nice and perfectly straight, neutral to slightly open, okay? I know these things sound really simple, but I've just in the last week, I've seen so many people getting a little piece of that wrong. And I'm telling you guys, if you spend a little time and you get those few simple things down, your shooting is going to go through the roof, especially compared to all the other guys on the range. People all the time are like, how do you keep consistent? How do you shoot groups? It's these little simple things. And I'm telling you, you guys can shoot amazing if you just accomplish these little things. Do it over and over and over again. You've got time. Make it muscle memory. And when you get in the field this fall, it's going to be a habit. You don't even have to think about it. And again, guys, these are very basic. If you want more, there's a lot of information on the internet. I'm constantly studying. I listen to a lot of podcasts. I love Nock On. Listen to it all the time. Shout out to John Dudley. But for your guys, work on these 6 simple things to begin with. If you get them down pat, you're going to be shooting better than 80% of the people. And it'll make it that much more enjoyable for you. For now, I'm Ryan with You Can Worry Outdoors. See you later.